Hey everybody, welcome to Nexus at Night, your weekly Vanguard broadcast. I'm Atlas.
I'm Matt.
I'm root beer.
And Zaro is waiting and waiting and waiting once more.
Everyone here is freaking out about a snowstorm.
Yeah. How is it over there?
There's no snow yet. But tomorrow night is supposed to start.
Are you on the snow part or the freezing rain part?
Yes.
Because I know that line goes about like right through the middle of Virginia, and I don't know where in Virginia you are. So
yeah, who knows? We'll find out tomorrow.
Woof.
Maybe both.
Posted.
Who knows?
If the internet is still up, that is. What's happening, y'all? My local Wegmans got cleared of the produce. Yeah, I bet.
Oh, yeah, almost certainly. People go absolutely insane when somebody says snow. They're like, we got to get gas. We got to fill up like 4 gas tanks worth of gas. We got to buy 18 boxes of cereal. We got to buy more beer to...
Why are you buying so many boxes of Cinnamon Toast Crunch? Now, because cinnamon is the Winnemon. Let's go. We got to get everything.
We won't leave our house for weeks. We got to stock up.
Yeah. Freezing rain throughout Delaware. Florida is going to get it late. It'll hit Monday morning. Yeah. My aunt lives in Florida, and my dad was like, I was trying to talk to her, and the signal was kind of wonky. He's like, I think it might have already hit. I'm like, I don't think it really would have hit on the Friday yet. So I guess we'll find out. I'm trying to find a position that's comfortable. I have a pinched nerve again. Do you guys remember the last time I had this?
Not particularly, no.
So like 2 years ago, I got it from sleeping on my neck wrong, and I got it again from sleeping on my neck wrong.
Awesome.
Yeah, and I had put on those like patches for a time, and they were working, but I overdid it and got some of the most severe stomach pain in my life. So I don't want to do that again. So I'm trying to find another way I can handle it. This is like half of when the pandemic was going to start, so at least it's not too bad. Let me pinch your nerve. It's already pinched, Zaru, but thank you. So I got a massage today, which was strange. But I could tell that the masseuse had like their routine in mind, where like we go over here, then we go over here, then we do the legs. I'm like, can you just focus on this area? Like just up on the shoulder, neck, back, like just go ham on that. I don't think she was very happy with me. It wasn't very successful, unfortunately.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
That's okay. I love being old, blink wrong, and ruin your back for the next couple of weeks. Yeah. Also, I made Atlas use a product and he ended up using it. Fun for you, I guess. And liking it. So, yeah, that's been kind of my week. Nothing really crazy. Oh, I bought a new couch.
Oh, nice.
Since last time. Put it together. Had to move the old couch out on the street. That's also likely partially where this injury came from. Have you guys like used TaskRabbit for stuff?
No, I have not.
Nope.
So the guy I got was like, I'm not asking for something big. It's move a couch outside. That's it. And it was like this Russian guy, and he's like, "We move, we go." I'm like, slow down, because I just ordered the one guy so that I could help him, but I think that turned out to be a mistake. Yay, new couch. I've heard of TaskRabbit, but haven't used it yet. It's basically just Uber for like stuff you got to do. I need to repaint my living room. I'm moving. I'm whatever the thing is. It was like $50 for this guy. It was like 20 minutes doing this whole task. Always get 2 Russians. I got 1 Russian, and I'm half Russian. 1.5.
Sometimes you need 2 burly men, you know?
Yeah. So, hooray. How about you guys?
You know, I kind of gave you the spiel around here as everyone's freaking out.
Yeah.
Of course, but like with you personally?
Not too much. Been playing Elden Ring Night Rain mostly.
How are you enjoying
How is that?
I've been playing with a couple friends and we've been having a grand old time.
Oh, good.
That's good.
A couple things that are really annoying about it, like the castle that has trolls in it that throw jars at you. That one's annoying. Would prefer if that were different somehow. Otherwise, it's pretty straightforward.
Do they cause an inordinate amount of damage for jars?
Yes, but also they throw them at you the whole time, like when you're in or around the castle. So yeah.
Imagine like Zelda, you go in somebody's house and the guy in it just starts throwing the jars at you.
Kind of like what it like, except even if you're fighting him to make him stop throwing jars, there's 3 other ones throwing jars at you. You're just like,
Sounds really fucking annoying. Yeah.
wonderful. Yeah, so that's annoying. That's like the only thing that's been like particularly frustrating. Other than that, DLC boss, like DLC, like small bosses that I have not actually learned because they die in like 2 hits in the DLC when you find them.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I find them in this game, I have to like actually fight them for real.
As compared to the DLC? Or the DLC is the bosses?
It's a boss. So Elden Ring Night Rain is a bunch of reused assets from Elden Ring.
Okay.
To make a different game. And it's actually quite good. So you see like a lot of familiar things in Elden Ring, which is cool. And then like it's kind of like just put together a little differently. So the boss is a reused boss from the DLC of Elden Ring, Shadow of the Air Tree, that they've kind of like imported into this game. But you can find bosses very, quote, out of order, I will say, for your strength. And so sometimes you can be like gargantuanly strong when you find something that that is very weak. So if you meet it, but if you meet that same monster when you're much earlier in the game, you're just going to feel much stronger, that kind of thing.
Kind of reminds me of Castlevania a little bit. Like the only thing that stops you moving forward is the like level of difficulty. Like you can get to a thing and it's like, I'm not supposed to be here. I can be here.
Yeah, there's
And
like keys and stuff, but yeah, for the most part, that's true. Yeah. So yeah, I mean that's kind of like the major design of like how open world games should be structured, is that they should let you kind of just they need to first of all lead you in a direction organically. And the problem is a lot of like modern open world games will just tell you where to go instead of leading you where to go, if that makes sense. So so even at the start of Elden Ring, right, you exit the grave where you start, and it opens up into this big wide field, and you see a church off in the distance, and they just tell you like you could like, okay, you can go there, you can go like if you talk to the guy, he tells you to go over there, and then there's like a big knight with a big shield and a spear in the middle of there. You can fight him if you want, but he's much bigger than you, and even on the path to like the first like little like outpost, there's like a guy on the road, and from him you can see a guy who's camping, like who's like in front of a campfire, and from him you can see another guy who's like patrolling, and from him you see a cave.
Okay, that's like a good number of things to choose from, right?
Well, no, you could follow the guys you're killing to the cave, right?
Oh, it's on one single path. I thought it was like over here is the campfire.
It's not like a defined path. It's just some guys just placed in like this area, right? And they do that on like a lot of scales. They'll do that, and so then you go in there, and there's a boss in there who drops like an item, right? Or you can continue down the main road and go to the encampment, which has a bunch of guys in it. But like, it's just like that kind of thing is, it's like leading you in the direction, in a direction, right? They're like, okay, here's the thing you want to do anyway, and you'll find something at the end of it. And Elden Ring definitely rewards you for that for the most part. Some of the things get kind of quite tedious, like the catacombs and the hero graves, but ultimately in your second playthrough, you'll just not do them. But it's cool seeing those assets reused in this other game that you would expect to be kind of like you would expect it to be more low effort, but no, it's a full game in its own.
Sorry to like do the Zelda thing again, but Majora's Mask, right? Like it's reusing those assets to make a whole new game, which is cool. I wish
people should do that more.
Yeah, they should. I'm surprised that game studios in a world where like they're whipping their developers work faster. That seems like almost.
It used to be commonplace. It used to be the common thing to do is just reuse your assets, and somewhere along the way, people thought that was cheap. Or felt like consumers thought that was cheap, which could be true for some portion of them, but it's better than people just using AI to make your assets. Why not just reuse the ones you already have?
There's a lazy way to do it, and there's a way where it's like, okay, these are the same people, but they're different, and like the world is different.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lazy way to do it and a not lazy way to do it.
If you look at like a lot of fighting games, there's some fighting games that just use the same sprite for like a decade or two, because they were like, well, we have this sprite already, and sprites are like really tedious to make, so we're just not going to do that. We're just going to keep you reusing it.
We already rotoscoped the get over here animation, so we're gonna
no, not even that. I'm not even talking about Mortal Kombat.
All right, time to release Street Fighter 2 again.
Like the Morgan sprite they had in Darkstalkers, it's just they just ran that shit back until she got a 3D model.
There you go. Yeah. Or like even Pokemon did stuff like that for a long time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they changed ones they like minorly changed them. And then
like they'll fuck with the poses, and then like Gen 5 they move, which was pretty cool. And then Gen 6 and on it was the 3D.
But
yeah.
The old Pokemon sprites are easier because they do not move that much. In a fighting game, you have to animate a lot of different things, right? You have to animate the entire motion of the attack. In Pokemon, you don't need to do that, so it's much less work. Yeah. Morgan has been reused so many times. She has exactly one sprite up until Marvel vs. Capcom 3. In which case, she gets her 3D model.
I still need to try Marvel vs. Capcom 3 just because Phoenix Wright is in it, and I love
Phoenix Wright is in it. I have bad news about Phoenix Wright in that game, though.
He sucks.
Yeah, but you gotta. There's an old joke where he has this thing that people were calling an unblockable setup because you have like a low and you do an overhead at the same time, and it's the Phoenix Wright move they were calling an overhead is not actually an overhead, so it's like a fake unblockable.
Oh,
so good.
It's like going into Smash Bros with Ganondorf. Uphill battle. He plays his own.
He sure does.
He plays his own game in the middle of the game.
Sometimes there are characters. Yeah. Sometimes there are characters who have like their own like stupid mini game that they're trying to play in the game. Like there's a really like early 2000s fighting game based on Fist of the North Star, if you're familiar with that.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a character named Joggy, and one of his attacks is like say my name, and you have to select the correct spelling in Japanese of Joggy in like a quick window, and it's all like the same character with like different accent mark, like different marks to change it from like key to G. And like you have to pick the right one, and it's apparently really hard even for native speakers. So it just sometimes just gets people. That character is also bottom one, so what are you gonna do? But people think you're really cool when you play him.
Yeah, that's pretty nice.
That's wait, from the list.
Is it like you can't even do the thing where like it's the third one or whatever?
It's always it's random,
always random.
Yeah, you have to pick the right one.
That's annoying.
It's so funny. So funny.
Ridiculous. Joggy is the Barrow Magnus of Fist of the North Star. Oh, that's so sad.
Yeah, Joggy is unfortunately bottom 1, 2 if you include player 1 Heart being worse than him. But Heart players are allowed to always pick player 2 side if they're playing. So that's there's a special rule that if you're playing Heart, who is the second worst character in the game, you get to pick which side you're on, which will be player 2 because he has a second infinite on player 2 side. By the way, yeah, Heart has 2 infinites and still bottom 2. That's the
RB,
kind
what's
of game
up
this
with
is.
you?
Nice, nice.
What's up?
I just asked how RB was. He
No, I've been like
drawing.
drawing, but like, yeah, like nothing too eventful going on. The mall in downtown that's been like slowly wasting away finally died for real.
Wow.
Gone the way of the West Side Pavilion.
Damn.
Yeah,
You hate to see
like
it.
that mall. You know, the San Francisco Center in downtown has been like slowly declining since COVID. You know, like every time, and like I would go there during my lunch breaks at work to get lunch sometimes. And so, like, over the last couple of years, I've just been slowly seeing all the stores get shuttered and like the tenants at the food courts slowly disappearing. And
Yeah.
so,
All
up
the
until
salt is the Cinnabon.
yeah, so like up until this month, like everything was closed except for like the Shake Shack and the Panda Express.
Wow. It's okay. In a few months, you'll have a Spirit Halloween in there.
True.
Like,
Like
it's
okay,
a huge
so
building. Who knows what the fuck they're gonna do with it? But
told
like,
you.
yeah,
what they did,
you know,
what they did with the West Side Pavilion in LA was first they made it into like a Google campus or whatever the fuck,
mm-hmm.
and then they left, and then I think now they're turning it into apartments, but
Yeah,
which is good because it's a few blocks from the D line extension. So who knows what'll happen? Maybe it'll be something good.
yeah.
Well,
But yeah, you know, so I've just kind of been going to the Panda Express for the last couple of weeks because, like, I figured it was inevitably going to close down. Last week when I went, that was shuttered too. So it's like, all right, zero reason to go back here now.
damn. That's too bad.
You're walking around, your footsteps are echoing off the pillars and the ceiling.
Mhm. Yep.
What used to be.
Yeah, other than that, nothing really eventful happening. Like, I've been drawing, not making a ton of progress. Watching Kamen Rider.
Hope that's going well.
Yeah. So
I know we talked about that last week.
yeah, I talked about it last week. Oh yeah, I haven't really like gotten anything new. I haven't really started any new series for Kamen Rider yet. Like I finished Geats. I'm like watching the currently airing one Zets, but like that's like a weekly thing now. So like new episodes like Saturday evenings, and then so I finished Geats. I'm currently watching Zets because that's what's airing. I'm enjoying that. I've also very slowly been working my way through 01. I don't dislike it. I also just don't like it enough that I'm like, I feel compelled to watch it nonstop the way I did with Geats.
How long is it?
I think it's like 40. So it's like 48, 49 episodes, something in that range.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
I'm on like
remember-
episode 9 right now.
I
It's
remember
like
when
starting to pick up now, so I'm like a little more compelled by it, but I also still haven't actually like sat down and watched a ton of episodes back to back.
Don't you hate when you're starting an anime and like not filler, but just it just takes forever to get going, and you're like, you could have just dropped me off in episode 7,
Yeah.
and I would have
Like-
gotten the gist at least.
Yeah, like the plot is starting to pick up now that I'm on like episode 8, episode 9, and it's like, okay, like I think if I were to sit down and start like binging it from this point, I'll probably be more hooked on it. But like the first couple of episodes, like the main character is kind of cringy and like the plot hasn't quite started yet, so it was like kind of slow going for a little bit.
What makes for a good Kamen Rider plot, in your opinion?
Oh, man. That would imply that I like think about it that hard. But
You don't
like,
think about the shows you watch?
I do. But like, sometimes I do just watch things on autopilot where it's like I'm not thinking that hard about it.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah. Like style is definitely part of it. Like one of the things that put me off Zero One in the beginning is like the main character is very cringy. Like he's kind of a failed comedian, and then he's like currently being pushed into becoming the president of his grandfather's company to fight like a robot uprising.
Oh God.
Yeah, style is
Style
like a
isn't
big part of it. So
01 was produced during COVID.
So he's like very loud, kind of cringy. Like I'm sure he gets better later on, but he hasn't like quite fully gotten out of it yet. Yeah, Geets kind of mitigated that by making the like cringy everyman character the secondary guy. So like the actual main character tends to be a little more like smug and productive and like cool.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm gonna like make my way through 01, and then I'm probably gonna go back and watch some of the older ones. Like, I want to watch Gaim. Gaim was, I think, written by Gen Urobuchi. Guy who did like Madoka and a bunch of other stuff. So
Okay.
that's one.
A bunch
where,
of other
like-
stuff doing a lot of heavy lifting.
Okay, well, people also like the puppets.
You do not need to name it all off.
Yeah, so the Spielberg guy, he did Jaws and a bunch of other stuff.
Mm-hmm. That's what we're saying. Yeah, it's exactly how
Yeah.
it works. But yeah. Gaim is funny.
You either need a cool main writer or the cast has to be able to cover for him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Game is enjoyable. I love the puppets. When I was watching Blue Eye Samurai, they do an episode where a large part of it is told. I forget the name of that type of puppetry, like the puppets in Japan.
Yeah.
Do you guys know what I'm talking about? They're like
I
shadow
know what
puppets
you're
or
talking about. I
something.
don't know what it's called.
Yeah, I don't
It's
know
not karakuri where it's the wooden. It's something else, but it was really cool.
But yeah. So yeah, that's kind of been my week, is like drawing on and off, like slowly working my way through 01. And Vanguard.
We'll get to that in a second.
What's that?
Matt, have you seen Long Story Short?
No.
It's the same guy who did BoJack Horseman.
Okay.
And it's this Jewish family, and it's told out of order. So like every episode is 2 different years, and it's completely like not random, but just out of order.
Well, big Haruhi vibes.
Kinda. It's really good.
You don't need to say kinda.
What?
You don't need to say kinda. But it's good. It's good.
Because like I remember watching Tuca and Birdie, which was the show that he made after BoJack Horseman. I remember not liking it as much. This one I like a lot more. And if you like your out of order tales, you'll like it, I think. And then the other thing I've been watching is Ponies on Peacock, which is these 2 women in Soviet Russia in the 70s, and their husbands work for the CIA and die on a mission, and they're like, they get sent back to the US and they're like, this is boring. So they go back to Moscow and they're like, we want to be spies. No one pays attention to us. One of us speaks Russian, the other one like doesn't really have any sense of fear. So, it's like, it sounds like a comedy, but it's not. But it's a little bit of a farce. It's good. I like it a lot. I like a good period piece. All right, let's do new cards.
Yeah. I guess I'm also watching anime, but like I haven't actually gotten caught up on all the new things coming out this season yet.
Important when the season's up here, in. Because episode 2 came out today, possibly. Yeah, it's free on Friday.
Okay. Yeah, I've like completely lost track of the current anime schedule.
It's now winter 2026.
Yeah. Like I have the shows that I'm following. It's just like, I haven't caught up
new
on
Precure
all.
in a week, so you have that going for you.
Interesting. Okay. So there's a ton of new stuff. I don't know that I want to read all of Langmeyer, but like I brought this up in our group chat and I made a short about it. Like they have made a very interesting decision in regards to the Phantom cards. So like all of them kind of have this unifying gimmick of using like Crimson Moonlight, this nationless order. So like the card itself is just like if you have a Phantom Vanguard, you check top 5, call grade equal to or less than your Vanguard, or if it's a Crimson Moon, put it in your hand. And then it also has a couple of other things where like it can only be bound by the Phantom skill. It can't in the bind zone, it can't be like chosen or moved into any zone by any player's abilities. And then if it's in the damage zone, you can just heal it.
You can like okay, so it's not healing completely. You put the top card into your damage zone, but if it does this mean you can use it from face down?
No, you can't. If it's face down, it doesn't have any text.
Fuck. Okay.
I
that
mean,
would have been cool.
Yeah, I mean, you should just like heal it out if it's in the damage zone immediately.
Yeah, of course.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But yeah, like face down cards in damage zone don't have any like attributes for them. It's just a face down card. So like they have no abilities. And then you'll notice that there is a second version of the Crimson Moon that does almost the same thing, except this one, if you don't reveal a card off the top 5 search, you get to draw a card. And this one, you don't get to do that. So the Crimson Moon is double R, and then the slightly worse version of it is a rare.
I don't like that.
Yeah. Like this is like I've been thinking about it all week. Like this is a very strange one where it's like, normally what they would do is they would just print the double R version and call it a day, and it's like a $30 card. So
or you print like a different, like a very different but worse rare version.
Yeah.
But
well, like you have essentially the Kirkland brand version of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like in the same thing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's strange.
Also, this one counts. This one's name is counted as Crimson Moonlight in deck building, so you can only play one of them.
You're spitting Ed.
Or do 2 and 2 or something.
Yeah. But yeah, it's like
got to keep the shareholders happy.
Yeah.
What if they made a good one? The good one a rare. They should have, I think.
Like,
can't make a card that multiple deck needs a common.
Yeah. Like this is I've been thinking about this all week, and it's like I can't be that mad at it because this is at least a solution. Like they are doing something about it, which is more than the nothing that we had before. Like this is very obviously meant to be like a weird compromise between like vendors and players where like the double R version is still going to probably be like higher priced. Like it's still a chase card for people who are trying to optimize their decks.
Right.
But like now we have the slightly worse version for the pores.
I think if they wanted to do this correctly, you would print both and with the good effect, and then have the double R be like a fucking awesome art, and not just be like, look, there's some clouds in front of it, and that's it. And then that way you at least get the wow factor.
But then
right?
like high rarities and alt arts don't really like move the same way that just like a strong staple card does.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're right. This isn't a game like Pokemon or Yu-Gi-Oh where you at least have the like.
I just think it's weird to have like this because like the weaker version is basically like, oh, this is like a card that should be in a TD.
Mm-hmm.
And the stronger version
that's a great example
in the set, right?
Mm-hmm.
Except these are both just in the set, from what I'm understanding.
Yep.
Like having these in the same set is kind of insulting. Like, why waste the rare slot on this?
Yeah. Again, like it is hard for me to be totally mad at it because, this is at least something, but it's certainly not the best solution in the world.
Yeah, you just make it functional. Just make the rare functionally different.
I'll give
Yeah.
them points for trying something new. They haven't really done something
Nope.
like this
Yeah.
before. So, a little bit of a misfire, but it's not catastrophic or anything.
Yeah. Like, this feels bad, but I wonder if this is one of those things where it's like, we could probably get the like double R version if we wanted to, or at least I could. And then, like, I do wonder how many people who just kind of want to play the Phantoms are just perfectly okay having the rare version.
Yeah, don't call it the Kirkland version. Kirkland products are mostly good.
That's true. I
Yeah,
mean, a
if
lot
you
of
don't-
the generic brand stuff is just made in the same facilities as the name brand ones. They just cost
Yes,
like
of-
$3 less.
Yes, of course, but wow. Very, very Morty-esque voice crack. Yes, of course, but it's a very easy shorthand, right? If I say like good value or
I mean, you could say Kroger. I think most people would
Kroger.
recognize Kroger.
Kroger value, but in some parts of the country, Ralph's is just called Kroger.
It's the same shit.
Of course
Yeah.
it is.
It's
Like
like
Walmart
Walmart
you're in
brand,
Hardee's, it's
like
the
a
same shit.
normal human.
Yeah. See, yeah, especially because like
Everyone
people
knows what
specifically
Walmart
associate
brand is.
Walmart with like being cheap.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you just say Walmart brand, whatever, or generic brand, whatever.
Yeah, but generic is an adjective. Kirkland is a proper noun. So Walmart or dollar store. Dollar store is a good way to say that, I think.
Yeah.
Isn't Atlas so annoying, chat?
Anyways. So the Crimson Moon was revealed alongside like Blankmeyer Phantom. So we have this really unsettling starter for Blankmeyer because like the Dark States version of this card is like a little demon guy. So like the Phantom version is a little angel, but like he looks so weird and creepy. Like something about his face and the fact that he like doesn't have a neck. And yes, I know it's a cherub, but it's just like, man, like this just looks unsettling to me.
That's a little uncanny. I don't know what it is. You know, the thing that gets me about this card is
Yeah.
like the length of the arms
Mhm.
is like really strange.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I just feel like the right arm especially is like extra extended.
It looks like those pictures of Kaiser Wilhelm where it's like one arm is clearly longer than the other.
Yeah. Which is pretty funny.
Yeah. So we have the Phantom version of Hollow Raptor, which, when it's rolled upon by Fake and Fang, take a Crimson Moon, put it into your soul. And
Are
then
you sure it's not your damage zone? Okay.
and then Vacant Fang is when it's rolled upon by Blankmeyer, you Soul Blast, reveal top 3, put 1 into hand, then you can discard the remaining cards. If you didn't discard, shuffle. Blankmeyer Phantom. So you counterblast 1, bind 4 from drop. Until end of turn, your front row gets 5k. And then if you have 10 or more cards face up in the bind zone, they get another 5k. And then if it's 13 or more, they get another 5k.
Drink
And
again.
then red text auto on attack. Take a face up card from your bind zone, call it to rear. And then the Phantom skill, Act. You can energy blast 3, bind a total of 2 or more up to 4 Crimson Moon cards from hand, soul, or drop, and perform all of the following based on the number of Crimson Moons in your bind zone. So 2 or more, you call a card from your drop zone, and then 4 or more, it gets critical +1. And if you Persona Road, you can heal a card from your damage zone. I mean, this like it's a Blankmeyer that they shoved into Keter Sanctuary. Like my only real gripe about this card is like it doesn't have the draw that original Blankmeyer has.
It also doesn't have the teeth that
Yeah,
Blankmeyer has.
It doesn't have the removal either.
Yeah.
Like changing the guard restrict to a heal makes sense thematically for like, okay, he's not like an evil demon anymore. But you know, this like by itself it is a little lacking. Like it does feel like it's like lost a little bit from Blankmeyer. I'm not going to read the shit ass commons that no one's going to play.
Yep.
Uh,
That's fine.
so we have Knight of Countenance Advil. So it's a grade 1 on play. Choose a grade 3 with Blankmire from Ride deck. If you reveal it from Ride or you have a Vanguard, check top 5, discard 1, shuffle. And then back row once per turn, when your other unit is placed on rearguard circle in the same column during your battle phase, if you have a Blankmire, Soul Blast 1, stand this unit.
That's kind of cool. I
Yeah.
guess.
Also, just noting, this is a double R.
Mm.
Zamoog. So if you remember, Zamoog was the crit guy in Dark State's Blankmire. So on play, if your opponent's Vanguard is grade 2 or greater, reveal Blankmire, or if you have him, counterblast 1, look at top 2, choose a card from among them, put it into your hand, put the rest on bottom or into soul. Weird that they have a grade 2 restriction on this. It's like, no, if you're going first, you cannot use Zamoog. And then on attack, if you have a grade 3 or greater Blankmire, it gets 5k. If your opponent's grade 3 or greater, and it was placed on rearguard circle by the Vanguard's ability, then it gets 10k instead of 5. And then if it got 10k by this effect, you can Energy Blast 3, and it also gets a critical.
So they just move the cost around, and also you like dig less cards. The OG Zamood was 3, this is 2.
Yeah. But Zamoog had to put it into soul, and then if you put something into soul, then you draw. This one is like, no, just put one in your hand.
That's true. Good point.
And then we have Knight of Charity Baduct. So bind zone, when your rearguard is placed from the bind zone, but during the battle phase, if you have a phantom and you don't have a rearguard with the same name, bind a different card from your drop zone, call it a back row rearguard. And then on play, other than during the battle phase, if you have a Phantom Vanguard, check top 5 for either a Blankmire or a Crimson Moon. And then at the end of the battle, it boosted. If your bind zone has a Crimson Moon and you didn't countercharge this turn, retire it and countercharge 1.
Getting a dig for a Persona Ride and countercharged, and then you can bind this future turns and use it again. Not too bad.
Yeah. Also, this is a triple R, as well as
for fuck's sake.
Zamoog is also a triple R. Like, I am pointing this out because this is every single high rarity slot in Keter. They gave all of it to Blankmire.
Admittedly, that's what it is for the OG Blankmire. The guy that like restands your rear guard that boosts Vanguard, that's a triple R. Zamood is also a triple R.
I thought the Persona booster was a double R.
Let me check on that just to be sure.
I'm pretty sure all the Persona boosters were double Rs.
Well, don't stop on account of me. Keep going.
Yeah. And then we also have a Cycler for Phantom. Oh, this is also a triple R.
Awesome.
So when it's discarded, Soul Blast or Energy Blast to search your deck for Crimson Moon. And then when it's placed on the guard circle, if you have a Phantom, Counter Blast 1 or Energy Blast 3 and draw a card. I don't know. I feel like this is lacking. Like, I feel like this should have some sort of on-field ability too.
Like, Alchemist, you are correct. It was a double R.
Yeah.
Good job.
Like every other Cycler card has had like an on-field effect. I feel like this one should have something on the field, but it like just doesn't. Like, it only exists to be cycled for the Crimson Moon.
I don't like that very much.
Yeah.
Even the cyclers that were like Soul Blast to go to bottom to draw one, they at least have a thing that's like, if you Persona Road this turn, which is already kind of a little bit of an ask, but it's something.
Yeah. And those cards were like old too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I would prefer if there was like some kind of like pull between like, oh yeah, you can discard this for ride to do something, but if you don't do that, but this is just like you just guarded it if you don't, and then nothing else. So there's not really.
Yeah, it's one of those like you have to play it because cycling for the Crimson Moon is really important, but also like you don't want to play too many because then the card is just bad.
Well, you have to play enough to have it to discard.
Yeah. So yeah, like I'm not gonna lie, like I'm more impressed by Blankmire than what they showed it from these that what they showed in the anime, because for whatever reason they just did not show either of the grade 1s in the anime.
It better be impressive. It's going to be all the triple R's.
Yeah, well, because they got to do the thing where it's like this deck kind of looked shit ass the first time, and then it shows growth. Yay!
Yeah,
Character growth.
but it's not even that, because like he's not going to be in the show for the rest of the season. And like he's had his one fight, he's probably just done. Like I have no idea why they did. It's not like this is coming in set 14 in the second wave. This is all first wave support. Like
Well,
I think Blankfire actually feels pretty complete out of the box. It's just weird that they didn't advertise any of the good cards.
it's also being put in the one nation that like you can kind of splash with any engine. Caterpile.
I mean, the Keter pile is only like 3 cards. 2 technically, because we already have Crimson Moon to fill the order slot.
Yeah. So you have the Moon, Sergawon. What's the rest?
Sergao on Tape Vault. Like that's it.
All right.
That's all you're playing.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay.
Okay.
But yeah, like I don't hate like Blankmeyer. I appreciate that like this first wave is pretty comprehensive. And again, like the decision with the Crimson Moon is divisive, but at least they did something.
It also feels like thematically correct too.
Mhm. Yeah. Okay, so the other thing we're getting is they just revealed like the entire Overlord start deck that we're getting for the 15th anniversary. So this they've like completely so they have like more or less remade all of the like classic cards from the old TD. So we're getting like the Wyvern Strike guy, we're getting all the like classic triggers. We're getting remakes of all of the like ride line cards. So we're getting a new version of Conroe with different art, and a new gimmick they're introducing with these is these like little fighter icons, which is like another attribute that they can use for like archetypal support. The stupid thing's out of order. So we have a new version of Bar. So when it's placed on Vanguard, you reveal a grade 3 with the Kai icon from your ride deck, and then you can take a Lizard Soldier Conroe with the Kai icon from your soul, call it to rearguard circle, and until end of fight, it gets the ability to retire itself, search your deck for a grade 1, and shuffle.
Damn.
I love this so much. One of the things that I kind of mourned with the advent of V and D series was the death of your starter having a specific skill.
Mhm.
Sometimes they were super important to your game plan. Sometimes it was just like, I can search grade 1.
God bless Mecha Trainer.
This feels like exactly. This
Yeah.
feels like the best of both worlds. You get to keep your like draw going second, and you get to do wacky shit like this. More of this, please. I love this.
We got Forerunners again.
Yes, and it's fantastic.
Yeah. All right. So Dragon Knight Nehalem. So
Nehalem.
when it's placed on Vanguard Circle, check top 7 for a card with the Kai icon and no Sentinel. Reveal it, put it into your hand, shuffle. And then here's the interesting thing. If it was placed from your hand, it gets power plus 5,000 until end of turn. So
Drink.
no, but like they are kind of reproducing the flavor of old Vanguard, where it like has an effect riding it from the hand. Like probably you're still just gonna ride it from the like ride deck for D, but you know, it like they are kind of giving it a nod to old Vanguard, and you might be able to use it in premium. You have to play more things with the Kai icon, but like you could do it.
Yeah.
And then drop zone. When your grade 3 or greater Vanguard with Overlord is placed, perform one of the following. If you don't have a rearguard with the same name, call it to rearguard circle. If you call the card, choose one of your Vanguards. That unit in this unit gets plus 5k until end of turn.
Drink.
Choose one of your Vanguards, and or you can like bind it. I feel like they didn't put that cost there, but you can bind it to like reduce the next counterblast you would pay by 1. Okay, where's the guy? Why is he so far down? Dragonic Overlord. So if you would normal ride this card from a grade 3 with a different card name and the Kai icon, it is also a Persona ride. At the end of the battle attacks, counterblast 1, stand it gets drive -1 until end of turn. If you Persona Road, you can put a card from hand to soul. Until end of turn, it gets drive +1, and your front row gets power plus 5,000. And then on rearguard circle, once per turn, at the end of the battle attacks of rearguard, if you have a Vanguard with the Kai icon, Energy Blast 3, stand it.
Hot damn. That's pretty good. This is like one of the better like Dragonic Overlords we've had in a while.
I like that it has a rearguard effect, like the old Draconic Overlord. That's cool.
Yeah,
Me
that's
too.
cool.
Love
And you'll
those.
also notice that it has like a specific clause for writing from a different name. Spoilers for later. But also, this card is just straight up better than Dote. Like, I don't think we talk enough about how fucking bad Dragonic Overlord the end is. Like, there are so many like awkward design decisions that they made with that card, where it's like it doesn't persona ride when you ride it on top of Overlord. It has a really expensive cost for its restand. Like, discard 2 is a lot. I don't think any other restander costs that much. And then it still gets the drive -1. If you want to keep twin drive for both attacks, you have to be cross-ridden on top of the original Overlord. Like, the entirety of Dragonic Overlord support since its release has just been band-aids to fix how fucking terrible that card is.
Yeah. I also want to look at the Berserk and Gojo
Yeah,
real quick.
yeah, I was gonna go back to them.
Okay.
I just wanted to read Overlord first because it's like the grade 3 in your ride line, and the cards are all out of order.
Yes, it's really promising. Like I've never really been a Kagero guy, but I'm like, this actually looks like something I'd play. Looks really fun.
Yeah. So Dragon Monk Gojo, when it's discarded during the ride phase, you can either call it as rest or Soul Blast 1 to call it standing. And then when it's placed on Rearguard Circle, you can draw a card. If you do, discard a card from your hand.
Not much there.
Yeah. It's like halfway decent as like a cycler, though. Set 12 already gives Dragon Empire a really strong cycler, so you might just cut this. Berserk Dragon, if you ride this card from your hand, this cost it has no cost. That's such a weird way to word it. When it's placed on
cost is
Circle,
lost. Yeah.
yeah. So, like, if it's written from your hand, it doesn't have a cost. When it's placed on Vanguard Circle or Rearguard Circle, if your Vanguard has the Kai icon, Counterblast 1 or Soul Blast 2, the bot didn't translate that for some reason. You can see it right there.
Yeah.
Can I exit out, please? So,
yeah.
If your opponent's grade 3 or greater, it gets 5k. Then you can draw a card or choose one of your opponent's rearguards and retire it. And then if your Vanguard's grade 3 or greater, it gets 5k. If your opponent's Vanguard is grade 3, 10k instead of 5. Like, it's decent.
Draws are always good.
Let's see. We have Wyvern Strike Jaren. So when it's placed on Rearguard Circle, Counterblast 1, check top 5, reveal a card with the Kai icon without Sentinel, add it to your hand. If you didn't reveal a card, countercharge. And then when it boosts Wyvern Strike Tejas, it gets power plus 5,000. And then Tejas, if your Vanguard has the Kai icon, it has 5k power and shield. And when it attack a rearguard, it can battle all units in the same column.
It always kind of chaps my hide seeing cards that, okay, well, you counterblast to search, but if you don't get anything, you just undo it. Some cards get that, other cards don't. Pick a lane.
You have to be sufficiently new to get that text.
Yeah.
What a pain in the ass.
And then Vortex Dragon.
This fucking guy.
If you would normal ride a grade 3 from a grade 3 with a different name and the Kai icon, you also get Persona Ride. Act, you can Counterblast 1, Soul Blast 1, grade 3 with the Kai icon. Retire your opponent's front row, and then it gets auto once per turn on attack. Choose a column, stand all the rear guards, they get 5k. If you Persona Road this turn, choose 2 columns instead of 1. And then continuous on Vanguard and rear guard during your turn. If you have a Vanguard with the Kai icon and your opponent's grade 3, and if you either attacked with the Vanguard 2 or more times or retired an opponent's rear guard, it gets 10k. And then it also has 10k shield.
Well,
damn, these are like
they just want you to
interchangeable.
play this. They just want you to play both of these things.
Yep.
Got it.
That's so cool.
Yeah, like, again, they're kind of giving a nod to original Vanguard where you could just kind of re-ride into whatever grade 3 by making it so that, like, both of these can kind of swap into each other. So this is probably, like, one of the best pre-constructed products they've ever made. And it's, like, fairly comprehensive out of the box. Like, you probably want to, like, swap out Gojo. I think Gojo is kind of weak. And, like, obviously you need effect triggers because all the triggers they give you are vanillas. But,
yeah,
like,
but Gojo's not so bad where it's, like, embarrassing to play it.
Yeah, like, you know, like, if you are stuck on it, like, you'll still have it. And I think it also comes with, like, extra copies of Bar and Nahalem that you probably want to replace too. But, like, playing it pre-constructed like this is perfectly fine. And because the new Dragonic Overlord just completely power creeps Dote, you don't have to play any of the stupid expensive promos associated with that deck. So there's, I forget its name right now, it's not coming to me, but the grade 1 that calls itself back when you discard it, like that's a really expensive staple card for Dote. There's like Scarlet Flame, the order that came with Skyride, that was like, on when you play it from the hand, you can like draw a card and that call something to the field and then retire your opponent's rear guard, I think. And then if you didn't retire anything, the thing you called gets 5k. And then, you know, the important part of it is like in the drop zone, it has 2 effects. One is like you Energy Blast 3 and then bind it, and then you can either ride a different Dragonic Overlord or you get like Persona Ride. So this lets you like swap into Dote from the original Dragonic Overlord, so you don't have to play a bunch of like fuck ass cards to put Overlord into your soul. And then like the double Persona Ride gives you more power, but it's like you kind of don't need to do that anymore. Like you're obviously not going to ride Dote in this deck, and Scarlet Flame's drop zone ability only works when you're on Dragonic Overlord. So because you're also playing Vortex Dragon and kind of swapping between them, there are probably going to be a lot of games where you're not going to get the double Persona Ride. So it's actually like pretty budget friendly for people trying to play Dragonic Overlord. Like you're still going to need some staples. The triple R in set 12 that calls itself back is pretty good replacement for Gojo. It's like a grade 2. It gets boost. It also gets an additional 5k shield and can intercept from back row.
This very much seems like it's Vanguard's equivalent of like the Monarch TD or the Traptrix TD of, you know, late 2010s Yu-Gi-Oh! And in addition, this is very clearly for the old heads.
Yes.
Old heads like me, old heads like the rest of us. It's a good product. It says, yes, correct. But this is very clearly meant to be like, hey, person who started playing in 2012, I know you hate ride lines and hate energy and stuff, but it's your old buddy Dragonic Overlord, and it's like pretty solid. Give it a shot, maybe?
Yeah.
I hope the Blaster Blade deck is just as good. Okay, one thing when I first started playing Vanguard, I remember being bored with the like, okay, it's a dragon and it's a guy with a sword. Cool. So aesthetically, I don't really care. But the way the deck works and the way it's usable right out of the box, well done, Bushiroad. It's also designed to catch anyone that's watching the remastered anime when that airs. Yes, good point.
Yeah. And then I think like during the January stream, like they were like, we're getting another product in May that's like a secret, and I think it's going to be something related to the 15th anniversary. Very likely going to be some sort of encounter set that probably includes a bunch of other OG clans like OTT and Nova Grappler. Can certainly hope so. So
that's like your thing, both of them.
Yeah. So if they can like keep up the design quality for that, assuming I'm correct about this assumption, then like that's really cool. Like this is one of the most exciting things they've done recently. And like I'm gonna be honest, like last week we were very pessimistic about the game because of just how bad that fucking stream was. But like between this TD being really good and like really good for budget players, and Langdmeyer being pretty like comprehensive out of the box, and again they're like kinda thinking about budget players with the Crimson Moon, like this has me feeling a lot more positive about the game than last week for sure.
Definitely. So whether that was like, you know, turning on a dime and like rewriting some effects, or you had this in the tank all along, whatever you do, Bushiroad, please keep going with this like Forerunner thing with your ride lines. I love that so much.
Yeah.
He's a dragon with a flame sword. Yes, he is.
And you know, like the upcoming stuff we're getting next week seems interesting. So this week's anime episode showed the new Stoicheia archetype and Zorga Phantom.
Okay.
Zorga Phantom seems really interesting. So he's got like a mad scientist thing going for him. So like the new gimmick for Zorga is like he has like a set order that creates an Ubermensch token. Yes, it's actually called that.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Yeah.
So like the thing that you do is like instead of alchemagicking with like orders, you're instead going to like alchemagic your rear guards and like fuse them all into the Ubermensch token, and it like gets all of their abilities. The anime did a really bad job of showing how these cards actually worked, so we're gonna have to actually wait for the Thursday reveal, but it seems promising.
I don't hate it.
Yeah. And then the Stoicheia deck seems a little more boring. It's like a restander, and then it has like a set of particular set orders that it can like activate, and it seems to be able to activate multiple orders at a time. So it's like kind of similar to like Laurel Narrow or like Zorga mixed with like Leonorn. Oh, Mushi King. I
What's
haven't
Mushi
played
King?
Mushi King, so I couldn't tell you if that's true, but like that
Josh,
one was a
wherever
little
you are, get your ass over here.
like that one was a little
Yeah.
less inspiring to me, but they also showed all of one fucking card in the anime. She otherwise played a bunch of generics for in the deck, so it's like I don't actually know what these cards will end up doing. Like this could be a Blankmeyer situation where the anime made the deck look really bad and boring, and then it turns out to be a lot more comprehensive when you have the full support.
Guess we'll see. What's your opinion of this new support? Drop it in the comments. Support the show, patreon.com/Nexus at Night. Follow us on all manner of social medias at Nexus at Night, on Blue Sky, on Twitter, on Instagram, on YouTube. You can follow me at Atlas Novak, wherever those fine social medias are found, or check out my other podcast, Generation Dan. How about the rest of us?
At Wiggums, right there.
Yeah, you can find me at Plasma Eclipse and or Beerus Rudicus. I promise I'll start posting art on Blue Sky eventually, maybe.
Yeah,
They,
I deleted Twitter from my phone. I have less interaction on there, unfortunately.
that's good.
Well, fortunately, I guess.
They made a like Instagram TikTok thingy that's connected to Blue Sky called Skylight. Maybe give that a shot there.
We'll see.
So thanks everybody for watching, and until next time, I was Atlas,
I'm still Matt.
I'm Root Beer.
and have a good night, everybody.